Jackson digs it out. Hunzinger with a setup to Rivers. Rivers delivers. Pass to the basket. Gets the friendly roll to go right there. Ava Cook now with 4 points to go here. Drives, finds Camden Bell. Right wing three is up. And good. Yes. Camden Bell making a rain, baby. Carroll for battling in this bat so far. The 1-2 pitch. Gets her swinging for strike three. A job well done by Zoe Koger getting the strikeout for out. 3-1. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the left center field and gone! Quentin James with a big fly of his own, a 2-run shot. All right, folks, welcome live here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network here on YouTube.com and the IHSA Champions Network. Again, here from Tiger Gymnasium in Yorktown, Indiana. Here with Indiana High School Volleyball live on the WHS Network here this evening. We have your 7-1 Wapahani Raiders as they take on the 6-4 Yorktown Tigers here this evening. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me as cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Obviously, we just concluded our junior varsity broadcast about 15 minutes or so ago. Didn't go on the smiling side of the scoreboard here tonight for Wapahani, but they'll look to get back at it. They're on Thursday night at home there against Jay County. So now we look forward to tonight's varsity broadcast, again with our Raiders Line pregame show presented by Dr. Kara J. Wolf, DDS-PC. These two teams, again, you know, they have always had very, very good volleyball programs at Wapahani, obviously at Yorktown as well, several state championships, and Yorktown, unfortunately for our side of things, has had our number. So I was looking up today, you know, we was going through stats and so on and so forth. And I was just really intrigued to see the last time Wapahani had beaten Yorktown. Well, when I looked that up, it told me that Wapahani has not beaten Yorktown in 13 years. And we've had a lot of, you know, very good volleyball teams between that time. And we still have not been able to find a way to get the job done. So it has been since 2012. That was the last time that Wapahani beat Yorktown. And not only that, but we beat them twice in the same season. So it's been a minute. And, you know, I even said this during the JV broadcast. We owe them one. Now, with that being said, no doubt that this game is always extremely tough for us. We always seem to find a way to essentially shoot ourselves in the foot more than anything. I mean, you know, yes, you got to give credit where credit's due. Yorktown has always been good, but so are we. You know, it's not like it's a night and day difference. You know, they're just so much better than what we are. You know, there's different facets of the game. You know, you can, I think at different times that you can clearly tell they're better than us, but I think there's also different times and facets of the game where you can tell that we're better than they are. But, you know, I think that there, in a lot of ways, is a rivalry, especially in volleyball. Now, you know, with that being said, some might say that how can it be a rivalry when it's, you know, just so one-sided all the time? And that's a good point. But Wapahani's got to find a way to get past those hiccups, so to speak, of getting in their own head. Now, I don't know if that's what actually happens or not, but, you know, when you see us out there on the floor, you know, and it's just not volleyball. You know, I think that there's other sports like that too, where it seems like we just forget how to play the game and how to play it the right way and the way that we're capable of playing it. If we play the game the right way and the way that it should be played, this should be a very good volleyball game tonight. If we play more like, you know, we're going into this thinking, oh, well, we're already beat, then this should be a very quick game. Hopefully that's not the case. You know, hopefully these girls are primed and ready for a high-octane competitive atmosphere here tonight, in which they're looking to win. It's not about, let's at least try to win one set. No, in volleyball, you're here to win 3. It's if you don't win 3, you lose. Well, if you win less than that, if you come up short here tonight, then that's not a very good night at the office. And I think, hopefully these girls are prepared and thinking about winning 3 sets here tonight to come up with the victory. Now, you look at these both these teams so far. Some might say, well, Yorktown's 6-4. They're not as good. Believe me, they are still very good. They're a young team, but 3 out of their 4 losses came this past weekend when they were defeated by Zionsville 2 out of 3 sets. They did defeat Concordia, Fort Wayne Concordia, 2 out of 3 sets as well. And then Ron Colley beat them 2 out of 3, and then Crown Point swept them in 2 sets. I wouldn't put too much stock into the record. This is still a very good volleyball team. Like I said, they are young. They're going to be led here by Kendall Roray, which here for Yorktown's number 14. She leads the team in kills with 121. Maya Trammell right behind her with 107. You got Janessa Thomas, which is number 3. She's got 47 kills. And then you have Michaela Moulton with 40 kills. So those essentially 4 are your main offensive threats, obviously with Roray and Trammell, 2 of the very biggest. But this is always a very good defensive team. So we should expect them to play solid defensively and to serve the ball well. They have 78 aces compared to our 74. Now, they do have 63 airs compared to our 38. Again, granted, I think maybe some of that youth kind of comes out, to where, that could possibly play a factor. But they've always been primarily a very good serving team and obviously a very good serve-receiving team. Wapahani has kind of struggled with that. When you compare stats right here, Wapahani with 40 serve-receive airs out of 289 receptions. Yorktown on the flip side with only 23 serve-receive airs out of 456 receptions. It's going to be important for Wapahani to first and foremost be able to pass the ball. Then once we do that, we've got to keep the ball in play and really force Yorktown to be a little bit of everywhere. We've got to have them running around essentially like they're like a chicken with its head cut off. So it's definitely going to be a tough task, but the Raiders have got to be ready for it here tonight on Yorktown Zone 4. Should be a great one. Make sure to stay right here with us, folks. Again, this has been our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Dr. Kara J. Wolf, DDSPC, a proud sponsor of the WHS Network. We have tonight's national anthem, as well as tonight's player introductions and the first serve. Again, here from Yorktown High School in Yorktown, Indiana. We'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks. Again, let's take a look at tonight's teams here. First and foremost, obviously, for the visiting team here this evening, your Wapahani Raiders. So this is the roster rundown here for Wapahani. Number 1, Tatum Dudley. Number 2, Cammie Rivers. Number 3, Marin Hopkins. Number 4, Kaylee Clements. Number 5, Callie Parker. Number 6, Caroline Hunzinger. Number 7, Noah Baker. Number 8, Nora Williams. Number 10, Addie Barnes. Number 11, Olivia Walters. Number 13, Journey Maines. And number 15, Maddie Grove. Again, your Raiders are coached by Valerie Wells, assisted by Alexis Franks. So here's the roster here for Yorktown. Start off here with number 1, Maya Trammell. Number 2, Chloe Ritchie. Number 3, Janessa Thomas. Number 4, Kennedy Conyers. Number 6, Michaela Moulton. Number 7, Vivian Stevenson. Number 8, Avery Lewis. Number 9, Lindsay Robinson. Number 10, Ella Moore. Number 11, Lydia Hazen. Number 12, Grace Moore. Number 13, Liv Jones. Number 14, Kendall Roray. Number 15, Landry Johnson. Number 19, Hannah Clark. Again, the Yorktown Tigers are coached by Stephanie Bloom and assisted by Rhonda Wilson and Mike Dodrell. So again, that is tonight's rosters here for both teams. Stay right here with us. We'll have tonight's first serve coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back here on the WHS Network. We are just about set for tonight's first serve again here from Tiger Gymnasium. Again, they got a real nice setup. They, I believe the last time we was out here, they started already building their, I think it was a new auxiliary gym, weight room, other different things they was putting over there, and part of their new main entrance here to their athletic portion of the high school here at Yorktown. But looks absolutely beautiful there from the outside. So I don't know when that's going to be completed, but that's going to really look nice once it's all said and done. But we are ready for Indiana High School volleyball as we get tonight's game officially underway here at 7:05 p.m. here on this Tuesday, September the 2nd, 2025. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, Cammie Rivers there with the first serve ace. Leads the team in that statistical category here for Wapahani, coming in with 16 aces on the season. Rivers there with a dig. Hunzinger on the Hopkins, soft touch. And that will fall in. 2-0 start here for the Raiders. Again, Wapahani coming off of a great day on Saturday in the annual Wapahani Volleyball Invitational. Took down Northeastern as well as Adams Central and Oak Hill. Again, I mentioned earlier, Yorktown had a very, very tough challenge on Saturday, as that will be hit out of bounds there by Hopkins. 2-1 now, as we'll have number 6, Michaela Moulton, now in for Yorktown, and number 1, Maya Trammell, back to serve. But again, Yorktown had to go up against the likes of Zionsville, Fort Wayne Concordia, Ron Cawley, Crown Point, So definitely tough challenges right there, but they've been off to still a strong start to the season. 3-1 now after the service error. And Wapahani will have Callie Parker back to serve. And brief stoppage right here. I believe a fan in the stand was taking a picture. So they was making the announcement of no flash photography. Parker there with a nice serve. Tipped across by Hopkins. Set up right side there to Rowray. Rivers digs it out. Set on to Hopkins. Plays into that one, but Trammell there with a dig. Soft touch there. Here comes Hopkins one more time. Trammell set on by number 15, Johnson. Rivers digs it. Hunzinger sets it. Tatum Dudley left it just a touch short. And into net now, 3-2. So we'll have number 2, Chloe Ritchie, back to serve. I believe she has right around 10 aces on the season. And again, a couple of miscues passing-wise. No good there for Wapahani this time around. Short serve there. Hopkins comes sliding in on that one. Baker on the attack. Dug out by Ritchie. Set to number 3, Thomas. Rivers there in the back row. Digs it out. Hopkins one more time and lands in the net. As Yorktown, 3 consecutive on the board, will take a 4-3 lead. Again, we want to thank everyone again for tuning in here tonight. Again, we want to send out a special thanks there to Bob Taylor, as well as Barbara Wilmoth, watching us there from South Carolina, and many, many others that tune in and are very loyal to us. And underneath the net, called on Yorktown to the point there for Wapahani to make this a 4-4 ball game. So we will have Tatum Dudley back to serve here for Wapahani. Right side to Rowray. Parker unable to handle that one. Again, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of these players here for Yorktown are going to be, not only impactful players this year, but for many years to come. Rowray, a freshman, have a pretty good amount of seniors and juniors on here as well. Don't get me wrong. Hopkins on the attack. Again, we'll hit that one into the net. 6-4 Yorktown. Nice set there. Again, also do want to mention, so Caroline Hunzinger coming into the ball game was 18 assists away from 1,000. As Rivers will misplay that one. So again, mistakes like this we can't afford to happen. Serve reception errors. It's going to be so important that we start relaxing here a little bit and making sure that our passes are a little bit more on pinpoint here. It's going to be hit out of bounds by Moulton. So 7-5 now as Wapahani will see Maren Hopkins back to serve. Number 7, Vivian Stevenson, will now sub in for the Tigers. 5'6" junior here for Yorktown. Received by Ritchie. Set to the back row there to Trammell. Dudley is there. Hunzinger on to Rivers as Rivers delivers the goods for .6. Nicely done by Cammie. Nice set for Caroline. A good serve from Marin. To the middle to Trammell. Rivers is there. Hunzinger. Not a bad idea right there. Unfortunately, just couldn't get that one to fall over the net. So another substitution. Lindsey Robinson now will check in for Yorktown. Robinson leads the team with 19 aces on the season. She's a junior here for Yorktown. So 9-6 now is your score. Received by Dudley. That ball passed right up there on the net, but met there by Hunzinger. Blocked. Nice job. Ritchie will get to it. Free ball right here. The Raiders got to use it. Here comes Baker. Dug out that time by Stevenson. Hopkins gets there. Rivers, left side attack. Nice up there from Trammell. Set right back to her. Dudley. Hunzinger tracks it down. Now Baker gets it over. To the middle to Trammell and out of bounds. Point Wapahani. How about that? Good action on both sides. So in comes Olivia Walters. Parker will briefly have a seat. Nola Baker back to serve. Good one there from Nola. And a point for Wapahani. Looks like the Tigers were under the net again. And served into the net by Baker, so 10-8. Again, Nola on the season, having a nice freshman year so far. I believe it's been right around 11 aces on the season coming into the night. So we'll have number 11, Lydia Hazen, back there to serve just a moment ago for Yorktown. And a point there for the Tigers. Saved by Parker. Hunzinger sets it on up there to the middle. And there's Olivia Walters striking for the first time tonight. She's had a great start to her senior season. Coming in with 41 kills on the season so far through the first 8 games. I believe that is 5th on the team. You know, Wapahani has so many variations of options right here. Rivers skips that one over, rides along the top of the net and out of bounds, unfortunately, this time around. As Roray will sub back in for Yorktown. It'll be number 15, Landry Johnson, back to serve. But as I was saying, Wapahani has so many different options they can go to. Obviously, Marin has been the biggest hot hand so far for the Raiders, attack-wise. Then you've got Tatum Dudley, you got Cammie Rivers, got Olivia Walters, you got Nola Baker. So we've seen some good things from a little bit of everybody. And we will get a timeout here from Wapahani, 13-9. First set here from Tiger Gymnasium in Yorktown, Indiana. Stay right here with us. We'll be back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back. Following timeout here from Wapahani. Again, they will have one timeout remaining through the rest of set number 1. So we get back at it here again with number 11. That is Lydia Hazen back to serve. Or Landry Johnson was back there to serve, excuse me. As that one be hit out of bounds. So again, one thing Wapahani has to avoid is these lengthy runs here from Yorktown. So we have got to find a way to get this next point right here. You know, you start finding yourself down by 6, 7, 8 points, you might as well go ahead and cash it in. That set's darn near over. Short serve there, Rivers. Hunzinger back to Cammie. Trammell here from the left side, dug out by Parker. On to Cammie, this time from the left side. Again, Yorktown always a little bit of everywhere. Nice dig there from Hopkins. And Dudley, no good. So this is the danger area right here. This is where you don't want to be. Again, tough to come back in games when you're down by this much against this good of a team. Not saying that it can't happen, but sure is tough. Nice ball right there from Olivia Walters. So 16-10. We'll have Cammie Rivers back to serve. Another great serve right there from Cammie. On to Dudley with the right side, and that will be in there. Again, Caroline does such a nice job being able to mix it up, allowing the defense to never be able to guess where the ball's going. Good ball there again from Rivers, set to the right side. Trammell on the attack. Hunzinger digs it. Parker sets it up for Hopkins. And shanked backwards right there. No good that time around, but we'll see number 6, Michaela Moulton, now sub in for Yorktown. And we'll have Maya Trammell back serve. 17-11 Tigers. Received there by Kaylee Clements. Walters from the right side, and was quickly met at the net there by Liv Jones, 5'11" sophomore. And so we'll have another timeout from Wapahani, so they will have no more timeouts remaining throughout the rest of this first set. So during this time, we want to thank some more of our sponsors again here this evening. Again, we can't do what we do without them. So we'd like to send out a big thanks here to Next Home Elite Real Estate Realtor Austin Rich. Next Home Elite Real Estate's primary focus is to enrich lives by helping people find their next home. As one of Delaware County's premier realtors, Austin Rich provides a consumer-focused branding, the newest technology, and a market plan that provides superior service to all of his clients without compromise. For all of your real estate needs, contact Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate at 765-749-4546. Also, big thanks here to East Jackson Auto Sales. It's owned by Alan and Todd Clark, and this family-ran dealership has been going strong since 1977, and they're known for their honesty and quality pre-owned vehicles, along with leave you driving home with a smile on your face and a nice vehicle you can rely on. Stop on in and check out your next vehicle. They're at 3100 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. And give East Jackson Auto Sales a call at 765-356-1340. So 19-11. Again, Trammell still back to serve here for the Tigers. See if Wapahani can get a little bit closer right here and make things a little interesting, as that one will be served out of bounds. Nice job there by Callie Parker, not only understanding and recognizing where she was at on the floor, but being able to realize that ball was heading out of play. Good serve there from Parker. So number 3, Janessa Thomas back in for the Tigers. It'll be Chloe Ritchie back to serve. On top here by 8. Hopkins, Hunzinger, back to Hopkins again. Oh boy, Wapahani is able to finally sneak one over right there, and Clements gets it over, free ball for the Tigers. Rowe there on the attack. Again, it's important to be able to slow that ball down. Baker did that, but again, it ricocheted off her hand off to the right, and unfortunately, nobody could really get to it thereafter. Nicely done. Oh, they got Baker with a lift. So she palmed the ball. So in comes Cammie Rivers. Clements will have a seat, as Yorktown just 2 points away from taking set 1. And after a close start, Yorktown obviously applied the distance right here, as that ball will be served out of bounds. It'll be Tatum Dudley now back to serve here for Wapahani. Nicely done by Tatum. Hopkins puts it down. Rowe Ray here from the right side. So drop that one in here, and set point now for the Tigers, 24-14. It will be Kendall Rowe Ray back to serve. Holy Moses. So that will end set 1, 25-14. Stick around. Second set coming up right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with our Next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton game break. 25-14 as the Tigers took the opening set here from your Raiders. Obviously, again, those of you that tuned in there with the first set, it was close. Those first, about 18, 19 points of the ball game. As far as combined, it was a close one. I think Wapahani was down maybe around 11-9, 12-9, something like that. And unfortunately for us, it kind of seemed like wheels kind of fell off there. So, no doubt, I'm sure ladies are disappointed, but learn from it, get better from it, and get after it here in set number 2. Again, you've got to stay hungry. You've got to bring that that competitive passion and fire, and hopefully that will turn into good things. But you've got to remain positive here throughout the course of this ball game. First set is what it is, but you can control what happens from here on out. You can't control now what happened in the first set. You could in the moment, but now you can't. So now you've got to look forward here to set number 2, make the appropriate adjustments, and be able to come out here and execute a game plan. Nicely done right there. So Walters doing work now. 2-0 start here for Wapahani. Set up to Roray, and that off the hands of Walters and then out of bounds. And this isn't necessarily talked about enough. The importance, especially of our players up front, they're being able to slow the ball down, especially off of some of these hitters that are extremely powerful in their swing. Just to be able to slow the ball down for the back row players, like Callie Parker. You got a screaming volleyball coming right at you. Seems like 100 miles an hour. There's not, yes, there's some things you can do, but, you're not going to be able to stop anything and everything when you have a speeding ball coming right at you every single time when there's nothing in between, slowing it down. And so it's going to be important for Wapahani to do a better job of that, especially here in this ball game tonight, and going forward, to kind of help that those back defensive men to be able to get the job done, as that one is just laid right in there. And again, I think simple miscommunication right there. Again, who's supposed to be where, and those are things that you can't allow to happen. At least not very often anyway. Received by Hopkins. Set on to Dudley. They will get it over. Nice job there by Johnson to be able to dig that ball out of the net. Out of bounds on the attack from Roray. Point goes back to Wapahani. And so, right here, just from the very beginning, you can hang right here hang right here with them, but you've got to continue to do that throughout the entirety of a ball game, not just through the first 15, 16 points. This has got to be for the long haul. Nice job there by Hopkins and Baker. Roray, and again, they slowed the ball down, but that deflection just enough created a little mistiming there by Rivers to get to that ball. So Kendall Roray back to serve. Hopkins on the attack. Roray slides in there to dig that one out. Rivers, Hunsinger, Hopkins, and they're going to get it with a 4 hits. Received by Parker. Hunsinger back to Hopkins. And no touch, out of bounds. Point Tigers. Short serve there on the Hopkins. Nice job by Parker. Man, they will get it over. Oh, look at that from Caroline Hunsinger. Just drops that baby right on in there. 6'5". Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That was a great time for it right there, too. Hopkins back to serve. Trammell there from the back row, but hit that one right in the nets. Ties it up here at 6. Soft touch there. Rivers is there. Sent right back to her. And again, couldn't quite get that body turned good enough and ends up floating that one out of bounds along the sideline. So we'll have number 2, Chloe Ritchie, back to serve. Left hand there from Baker. Now Rivers, dug out by Ritchie. And, well, get a right idea there from Baker, about the only play she had, but unfortunately, Wapahani won't get it back over. So served into the net. Wapahani will take that one and hopefully use this to their advantage as Walters will sub back in here. We'll have Baker back to serve. Oh, crucial service there for the Raiders. So in for Yorktown, number 13, Liv Jones. Also number 11, Lydia Hazen, now back to serve. Received by Hopkins. Walters on the attack, and that is in there. Nice setup there by Hunsinger. And then Walters with great execution. So we'll have Caroline back to serve here for Wapahani. Again, as I mentioned earlier, coming into the night, she needed 18 assists for 1,000 total on her career. I'd say she's probably got to be darn close to that number. So number 15, Landry Johnson, will now drop back to serve for Yorktown. And again, right here, if you're Wapahani, this is where things kind of went haywire in the first set. Don't let that happen. Set on the Rivers. Dug out there by number 9, Lindsey Robinson. Hopkins. Rivers back to Hopkins. Robinson's there. Set on the Trammell. And again, the ball hit right off the top of the net. Wasn't clean, but still effective. Out of bounds. Nicely done again there by Parker. Great recognition right there. So we'll have Cammie Rivers back to serve. 11-9 Yorktown here in set number 2. And then we give it right back to them. Oh, and Moses. So 3 consecutive serving errors, 2 by Yorktown, obviously 1 there by Wapahani. Hopefully Callie can stop the trend. Oh, thank goodness. All right, there's Rivers. Hunsinger on to Hopkins. Robinson was able to get to that one. Jones there on the attack. Ritchie, no good that time. Quickly denied there by Baker. 12-11. Nice short serve from Callie Parker. At the net there by Hopkins. On the Row-Ray again. Parker, Hunsinger on to the left-hander Dudley. Row-Ray gets there in time. On the Jones. Oh, wow. Wapahani finds their way over right there. Free ball. Here we go. Back to Baker. Oh, yes. Heck yes. And this one's all tied up at 12. Set up there, Jones. Hunsinger's there. Parker back to Dudley. That was Robinson with the dig. Soft touch right there. Oh, my. So Ritchie gets the job done. Again, another one. Ball hit right off top of the net. Skips right over the top and then right down into play. So 13-12. Lindsey Robinson back to serve for Yorktown. Baker there with a left hand, but Row-Ray quickly picked up on that one. Rivers, Hunsinger, Dudley, dug out by Trammell. Left side attack by Ritchie, and that will be a point there for Wapahani. Oh. I thought that ball, from my standpoint, I didn't think that Wapahani had touched it. I'm not just saying that because I broadcast for Wapahani. That has nothing to do with it. I try to call things right down the middle, but at least I didn't see it. Now, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But I thought the ball hit top net. That's not what they say. That's not what the call is. So point Yorktown, 15-12. Short serve there. Parker, Hunsinger, Hopkins. And we will get a timeout on the floor taken by Wapahani. 16-12 here at the timeout. We'll step aside. We'll be back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, welcome back here on the WHS Network. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Appreciate you all again for tuning in. Again, if you're a Wapahani fan, Yorktown fan, or just somebody just wanting to catch a ball game tonight, we'll say thank you for tuning in and spending your evening here with us on the WHS Network. So again, Yorktown with a 4-point lead, make that a 5-point lead. Again, some costly miscues here these last 3 points have kind of hurt Wapahani here a little bit. Again, still within striking distance here, but it's going to be very important right here. Wapahani's got to come up with something good here. Well, okay then. Mercy. And that was, again, no disrespect, but that was kind of bad from the get-go, right off the pass from the serve. And, you know, it was just a free ball right over there, and Yorktown took full advantage. Set up to Baker. Now Ritchie from the left side. Rivers will dig it out. Hunzinger will set it up. Dudley over to Roray. Oh, look at a hustle from Callie Parker. Nicely done. Saved by Parker. Hunzinger on to Dudley. And another ball just falls right in. That's a 6-0 run here from the Tigers. Actually, no. That's an 8-0 run. This game was tied at 12. Set up to Ritchie here on the left side. Rivers digs it out. Over to Hopkins. So we'll have a substitution. Number 10, Ella Moore will sub in for Yorktown. Well, that was a much-needed point. That was a 10-0 run from Yorktown. Holy cow. All right, so we've got Tatum Dudley now back to serve. Good one there, Trammell. Nice job by Parker. Great hustle by Dudley, but again, the pass sent it over to the bench area. So the Tigers just 2 points away from a 2-0 lead. Nice hustle there from Rivers. And then Baker Gets the kill right there now, 23-14. See number 7, Vivian Stevenson, now in for Yorktown. Here for Wapahani, Marin Hopkins back to serve. Back to Rivers. Just a little too long and really had to reach back for that one. So set point. In comes Chloe Ritchie. I guess at least for one thing, Wapahani has been consistent. Hey, there we go. Heck, if I would have said that a long time ago, maybe we would have even more than 15 points right now. All right, so now Nola Baker back to serve. And the consistent part that I was talking about was what the score was at that point. That was what I was referring to. So nonetheless here, 25-15, Yorktown with the victory there in set 2. They currently own a 2-0 lead. Stick around here, folks. Again, set number 3 coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Hi, this is Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate. Next Home is a real estate company that prioritizes community involvement, and we have a humans over houses philosophy. We specialize in both property listings and buyer representation, ensuring top-notch service with top producing agents. Our mission is, and has always been, to enrich people's lives by helping them find their next home. Next Home Elite Real Estate consistently maintains open communication, and we build trust through honesty and integrity. Whether you're listing $1 million property in a gated community, or you are a first-time home buyer just starting the process, at Next Home Elite Real Estate, our agents are committed to providing exceptional service and expertise. We actively participate and invest in local events, local sponsorships, charities, and initiatives to strengthen community bonds. Our agents love being a corporate sponsor to Ball State University, and when you choose Next Home Elite Real Estate, you never know who you're going to run into.
After working with Next Home Elite Real Estate, I knew that I would be choosing them for future transactions simply because they communicated throughout the entire process, they were friendly, and they were tenacious marketers working for me so I can achieve my goals.
Voted as the best real estate company in Muncie's quest for the best, I want you to know we are more than a real estate company. We're part of your community. We are creating lasting relationships and emphasizing the human element in every transaction.
A lot of times, a new home is a joyous event, a promotion, a celebration of marriage, relocation, but this wasn't that type of event. We needed someone in a company who cared about us, who showed compassion and empathy. Our realtor was with us the entire time. He sat and grieved with my sisters and I. He realized that this wasn't about money, but about taking care of our family home.
When you're ready to buy or sell a home, contact Next Home Elite Real Estate at 765-729-5181 or visit our website at mynexthomeelite.com.
All right, folks, again, welcome back here to our Next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton game break. Again, 25-14, 25-15. First 2 sets belong there to the Yorktown Tigers. Again, we did want to take some more time. Thanks to more of our sponsors here this evening. A big thanks to Air Park Door, located at 321 West Ontario Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Air Park Door has been voted as Muncie's quest for the best for the level of professionalism and knowledge they possess, along with the quality service they provide for a reasonable price. For more information, check them out on Facebook at Air Park Door and give them a call at 765-741-3667 for all of your garage door needs. So again, Wapahani obviously with some work to do. Things started off yet again so good. We had the game tied up at 12, and unfortunately then the wheels fell off again. Went on a 10-0 run there by Yorktown. The rest is history from there. So, you know what? The only direction to go from here is up. You're already down 2-0. So in a lot of ways, what do you got to lose, right? What, another set? You just got to put it all out here on the table. The girls have been playing hard. There's no doubt about that. Things just haven't worked out the way you hoped they would. But again, it takes 3 sets to win it, and you got to take it 1 point at a time and 1 set at a time. Here if you're Wapahani. So we'll have Trammell back to serve. Received by Hopkins. Set on to Walters. And that will fall in. Excellent job right there. Nice set there by Huntsinger. Nice hit there from Walters. We'll have Baker back in here. And Olivia back to serve. Good one right there from Olivia. And another one falls in. So Yorktown will have Chloe Ritchie back to serve. Short serve there, and nice dig out of the net there from Huntsinger. Soft touch, Parker gets to it. On to Hopkins. Now Dudley from the right side. That was a pretty good ball there from Ritchie, but nobody else could get to it. So Dudley cashes in, now 3-2 Wapahani. And that one will be in there for Rowray. Received by Hopkins. And again, the ball led straight to the net. Not much for Huntsinger to mess with. Nice little soft touch right there by Nola Baker. Drops it in there for the kill. Now 4-all as Vivian Stevenson will check back in for Yorktown. Be Marin Hopkins back to serve. So we'll see Lindsay Robinson sub in and drop back behind the service line for the Tigers. Again, they lead this one 2-0. Those of you that are just now tuning in tonight. Yorktown took the first 2 sets 25-14, 25-15. Dudley is there. Huntsinger on to Rivers. And the Tigers will get it back over. Hopkins, Huntsinger, Dudley. Robinson's there. Now on the Trammell from the left side. Hopkins there with the left arm. Over to Rivers. Yes! That was all set up by an outstanding job there from Hopkins. And then the nice set, then on to Cammie Rivers. Cash it in right there. Excellent job there by Wapahani. So in comes Lydia Hazen for Yorktown. Also we have Liv Jones for the Tigers. Nice job right there, the Raiders. Again, now back within one. We'll have Caroline Hunzinger back to serve. So in comes number 14, Kendall Roray. And we'll have number 15, Landry Johnson, back to serve. Again, Yorktown leads it by a pair. Hopkins receives that one. And okay. Short serve there, left that one a little too short. 10-7 there after the service there. We'll have Cammie Rivers back to serve here for Wapahani. In desperate need of a little bit of a run right here. I mean, we're only down by 3, but you can't keep playing from behind in this thing as Liv Jones rejects that one. So back in comes number 6, Michaela Moulton of Yorktown, with Maya Trammell back to serve. Received by Parker. Hunzinger to the left side of Hopkins. Trammell digs it out. And it's missed timing, but Ritchie right there to recover. And Dudley again sends it deep there into the back row. Effective ball there from Tatum. So back here to a 3-point deficit. The Raiders will have Olivia Walters back to serve. Again, Nola Baker now in here for the Raiders as well. Good ball there from Olivia, and there's an ace. That's what we like to see. Trammell now hit that one in the net and came soaring through the air. 9 times out of 10, she'll cash in on that one. So good to see that Wapahani will benefit. On to Roray, and Hopkins unable to do much with that one. So back on top here by a pair is Yorktown. So Parker back in for the Raiders. Chloe Ritchie back to serve for the Tigers. Received by Rivers. Hunzinger on to Hopkins. Dug out by Ritchie. Back to Rowe here from the right side. Hopkins is there. Now the back set to Dudley, and that will fall in once again. Tatum. A little bit of a hot hand right here. And that's going to force Yorktown to take a timeout. 12-11 Yorktown, set 3. Stick around, folks, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, so both teams have now made their way back out onto the courts. Again, 12-11. Yorktown leads it here in set number 3, excuse me. So 12-11 here, Wapahani. Been trying to even things back up. Dudley on the attack, dug out by Ritchie. Left side now, that was number 6, Michaela Moulton. Now to the middle, Dudley digs it out. Hunzinger sets it up, and Hopkins on the attack, but again quickly met at the net there by Rowe. Now right back to her on the right side, and that is in there. Diving attempt there by Rivers, unable to get there in time, but again, you love seeing the hustle there from Cammie. So we'll have Kendall Rowe back to serve for Yorktown. Hopkins, in the middle, as number 15, Landry Johnson gets there in time. Parker now back to Hopkins. Rowe there, now Trammell. Moulton will leave that one short. 4 hits, point Wapahani. And so again, for the third consecutive set, Wapahani can play them tight until about this point, and then wheels fall off. So Lindsay Robinson back to serve. See if the Raiders can overcome some adversity right here and see if I can get this third set. Mishandled there by the Tigers. Again, as I mentioned, we can stick right here with them. We can hang in there, but it's just being able to do it for the long haul. That's what Wapahani's got to figure out how to overcome right here. Callie Parker back to serve. Oh, that was a beauty. Yes, Callie with the ace. Tied at 14. Another great serve, and that's going to be another ace for Callie Parker. Trammell on the attack, and Parker unable to get over there in time to make a good play on it. Love the hustle, though, nonetheless. We'll tie it up here at 15. Number 11, Lydia Hazen back to serve. And that one served into the net. So the Tigers giving us some opportunities right here. Wapahani essentially, though, we've got to grab the bull by the horns and kick it into high gear. Jones misplays that one. Again, a little bit of mistiming involved. Good serve again from Hunzinger. And another ace here for Wapahani. And head coach Stephanie Bloom not liking what she's seeing from her Tigers. So she will take her second and final timeout here of the set. 18-15 Wapahani. Stick around here with us again. We'll be back with more Raider volleyball following the timeout here on the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back in here from the timeout. They end up coming out of the huddle about 10-15 seconds sooner, and right after that timeout, they had a serving error there on Wapahani, so that was what you guys just didn't miss. So it makes it 18-16 right now. And Tatum Dudley cashes in 19th point, and that right there, folks, you can see there on the bottom of your screen, that is career assist number 1,000 for setter Caroline Hunzinger. Oh, heck yes. Congratulations, Caroline. That's a heck of an accomplishment and well-deserved recognition for a wonderful young lady. Hopkins, yes. Wapahani now with their largest lead of the ball game. I think at one point we might have had a 3-point lead. Obviously, yes, in this set, but I was thinking in the first two sets, I was thinking that we might have started out with a 3-point lead at one point. Maybe not. Hopkins, Hunzinger gets to it. Dug out by Ritchie. Set up to Roray. And she nails that one down right there, 20-17. As number 10, Ella Moore, will check in for the Tigers. And Yorktown will have number 1, Maya Trammell, back to serve. And out of bounds. Getting great recognition there by Parker and Hopkins right there. So we've got Olivia Walters back to serve. Nice ball again. Walters done a nice job behind that service line. But there's Kendall Roray coming through for her team once again. So Chloe Ritchie now back to serve. Received by Hopkins. Set up to Dudley. Soft touch. And Hopkins will make them pay. Yes. 22-18. Good serve from Tatum. Right side attack from Roray. Again, Kendall Rowe back to serve, 22-19 Wapahani. Set 3, and shank backwards and out of bounds. The ace for Rowe. If you're Wapahani, the only mindset you have right now is finish this set. Finish it off. You know, you're this close, and that one's going to hit off top of the net and out of bounds. You had, what, a 4-5 point lead? Got to learn how to finish. Hunzinger on to Baker. Trammell is there. Set on to Rowe. And just like that, Yorktown ties it up at 22. And now Wapahani forced to take a timeout. So we're all even at 22 and set 3 again. Yorktown with a 2-0 lead. Stick around. We'll be back again following this message from the Some American Leads in Post 437. All right, again, welcome back. Following the timeout here from Wapahani, so they will have one left. Yorktown has no timeouts remaining. So we're tied at 22. Hopkins, Hunzinger, Baker, and Rowe back on the attack. Parker will dig it out. Here comes Hopkins, full steam ahead. That was blocked there by, I believe that was Lindsey Robinson. Rivers, Parker now on the Hopkins one more time. And Yorktown will not get it over. That's going to be 4 hits on the Tigers. Okay, so we'll have Marin Hopkins back to serve here for the Raiders. Parker there with a dig after the hit there from Ellen Moore. And a little too strong by Rivers. Again, couldn't quite get that flick of the wrist of downward action. So tied at 23. It will be number 9, Lindsey Robinson, back to serve. Ritchie with the dig, set up to Rowe. Hopkins, Hunzinger, Rivers. Dug out by Trammell. Rowe again, Parker gets to it. Here comes Tatum Dudley, soft touch. Nice job by Wapahani to get that one back over and out of bounds by number 3, Janessa Thomas. So set point for Wapahani. We will have number 7, Vivian Stevenson, back in for Yorktown. Callie Parker back to serve. Shank backwards, and we're heading to set 4. How about that? Wapahani takes a set. Hey, what do you got to lose, right? What do you got to lose? Keep on, keep it on. If that ain't proof right there, you can't hang with them, they don't know what is. Utilize that. Go in there and set forward with that confidence, that same attitude heading forward right here. So 2-1 lead now, Yorktown, as we will head to set 4 coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here to our next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton game break. Wapahani with a set 3 victory, 25-23. Again, like I mentioned before, we went to break, and I even said it at the beginning of set 3. Really, in all honesty, yes, what do you have to lose? Yeah, you have to lose a ball game. But, you're down, now you're down 2 sets to 1. Still, you haven't beaten Yorktown in 13 years. Why can't you make it happen? The first 2 sets, Wapahani hung right in there with them, until about the midway point. And then, like I mentioned before, things just, fell off. So, there's... I think that, there's definitely some promise right there, but especially after a 3rd set win. If you're Wapahani right here, this is not what you want to see to start off the sets, but, you've got to realize that, this is a winnable game, no matter, what the set score is right now, because you know that you can hang with them. Both teams very talented. If you're Wapahani, don't count yourself out of it. Good ball there from Tatum Dudley. I'll tell you what, Tatum's had, all of the girls have had a pretty nice game so far. But I think Tatum's had a quietly great game. I don't think, a lot of people's really taken notice of some of the great things that she's really done here tonight. So serving error there from Rivers. Olivia Walter's done some nice things. And, of course, Marin, Cammie's done some good things. Obviously, then defensive side here. Callie's made some nice plays. Caroline doing her thing per usual. You got Nola doing her thing. Here's a freshman doing a nice job. So 4-1 Yorktown. And obviously, here on the flip side of things, Yorktown, now they're just in the mindset of, what, we got them down now, we just, we need to bury them. We messed around there in the 3rd set and we got beat when we shouldn't have. Now it's just come out here, let's bury them. Wapahani on the other side, though, has got to keep that from happening and utilize the momentum that they have here a little bit and some confidence that they have, as Liv Jones will block that one right back where it came from. So a quick timeout here from Wapahani. We will go ahead and take a timeout of our own. We'll be back with more after this message from Sam Pierce Chevrolet. All right, folks, welcome back. Again, following the timeout. Olivia Walters there with the kill, 5-2. As Wapahani will see Nola Baker return to action for the Raiders, as Olivia Walters will now drop back to serve. Again, if you're just tuning in here for the first time this evening, we welcome you to the WHS Network, and I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. And Yorktown took the first two sets, 25-14, 25-15, and Wapahani answered back with a third set victory, 25-23. A 6-2 start for the Tigers this time around. Number 2, Chloe Ritchie, back behind the serving line. Set up to Dudley, and out of bounds. Point Yorktown. Wapahani right now, I mean, the score kind of tells the story here. We're just kind of playing flat. We're not playing with that upbeat kind of energy that we should be playing with. Roray on the attack, dug out by Rivers. Huntenzinger back to Dudley. Roray lays out for that one, gets the dig, set on there to Moore. Oh boy, nice job right there. That should have been over the net there on Yorktown. Roray on the attack, Rivers, Huntenzinger, Hopkins. That was Landry Johnson. Now back to Roray again, and that was touched by Hopkins, I believe, and then deflected out of bounds. So the point there for Yorktown. Now, again, one thing you definitely do not want to happen right here is, talking about Wapahani, you don't really want to come out here and just completely lay an egg in this set. I mean, if you end up getting beat like 25-7 or something like that, I mean, that obviously would not be good. Not saying that we will do that, but, after having, like I said, a little bit of momentum and some positivity and confidence going into the set, the last thing you want to see from the Raiders is to go out here and play poorly, considering what we was just able to do there in set 3. So you find yourself down by 5 right here. Try to do everything you can to edge a little bit closer, and then continue to pick them apart from there. That one hit out of bounds. Point Wapahani. So again, Tatum, Dudley back to serve. Trammell received that one. Set on there to Moore. Point once again, Wapahani. Ritchie's there. Set on to Moore. Rivers, Huntenzinger, Dudley, and again, that ball didn't even, I don't believe, even got over the top of the net right there. So 9-5 as Kendall Roray back to serve. Nice job, Merritt Hopkins. Blocked. Ritchie gets to it. They'll get it over. Free ball. Let's make it count right here. Set on to Baker. And mishit by Thomas. The point for Wapahani. Man, that was awesome job right there from the Raiders. Great hustle there from Hopkins. Going into the stand over there that's holding on the up referee, Mary Goth. She had to kind of fix things over there. She didn't want to take a nasty spill, and we don't obviously want to see that happen. So luckily, everything's all good over there. Dudley, Huntenzinger now on the Rivers. Again, not in a great position right there. I'm not sure if Rivers was even expecting that ball. And she was kind of backpedaling to get, to put herself in position, but didn't quite get there. That ball passed right on top of the net, and Trammell utilized that one perfectly. So again, here we have number 9, Lindsey Robinson, serving for Yorktown. On top by a handful. Short serve there. Dudley gets to it. Got to be able to anticipate and read it. Very unfortunate again, It's a lot tougher down there on the floor than what it is from sitting up here in the stands, I'll tell you that. 12-6 following the timeout here from Wapahani. We'll step aside once again, and we'll be back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back. And following the timeout, again, Wapahani finds themselves down by 6. Set on to Rivers on the left side. Dug out, I believe that was Robinson. And not enough on that one to get that one back over. Short serve there, Baker. Hunsinger right back to her. Collection up in the air, set there to Thomas. Good job by Hopkins getting to that one. Rivers tries to find that right sideline. Trammell well out of bounds. Point Wapahani. So in comes Olivia Walters. Noah Baker will have a seat. Callie Parker will now be back to serve. Dudley, Hunsinger, Rivers. Ritchie was there, and now Thomas again pushes that ball into the net. Keep the line of moving here if you're Parker and the Raiders. Great serve and another ace dealt by Callie Parker. Ooh, that's an ace. Oh, that was beautiful. I think there was a little bit of indecision right there by the line judge. Tough. That's another job I wouldn't want to have. But we'll have a timeout here from Yorktown now, 13-10. And during this timeout, I'd like to go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Again, a big thanks again there to Air Park Door, one of our proud sponsors located at 321 West Ontario Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Air Park Door has been voted as Muncie's quest for the best for the level of professionalism and knowledge they possess and the quality service they provide for a reasonable price. Give them a call, 765-741-3667 for all of your garage door needs. Also, a big thanks here to Dr. Karen J. Wolf, DDSPC. If you're looking for a family-oriented 5-star dental office, look no further. Make your appointment now. with Dr. KJ Wolf, DDSPC at 3915 Wheeling Avenue in Muncie, Indiana, to receive great care and leave with a pristine, beautiful smile. Give them a call at 765-288-1560. So out of the timeout, well, we've got a serving error. So number 11, Lydia Hazen, back to serve for the Tigers. Received by Hopkins. Set on to Rivers. That was a nice job there from Stevenson, out of bounds on the attack. Point there for Wapahani. So again, the Raiders are hanging in there. But again, climbing over the top of that mountain and then getting back down the other side right here. We've seen them do it in the third set. Can Wapahani answer that call again? I believe they can. Now it's if they believe they can. And Liv Jones absolutely lays right into that one. So back to a 4-point advantage for the Tigers. Number 15, Landry Johnson, back to serve. Hopkins, Huntsinger, Dudley. That's a lift. So we'll have Cammie Rivers back to serve. Set on to Roray. Full steam ahead there for the freshman. In comes Ella Moore for Yorktown, number 10. As Maya Trammell now serving. Good serve there from Trammell. Yes, Olivia Walters strikes again. So back in comes Nola Baker. Olivia Walters now back to serve. And again, trying to chip away at this lead. Man, that was another missile-like serve from Walters. On to Hopkins. Oh, that was a great ball, but man, I tell you what, Yorktown doing their thing up there on the net again, blocking it right back where it came from. So back behind the serving line, Chloe Ritchie for Yorktown. Hopkins, Huntsinger, Dudley with a soft touch. Now the back set to Roray, and Parker couldn't quite get there in time. Again, great hustle, just getting, again, just trouble getting there in time. Short serve, Hopkins gets to it. Parker, Huntsinger, Dudley, Ritchie's right there. Close setup, and that's going to be 4 hits. Point there goes to Wapahani. Ritchie received the serve from Dudley. Good job slowing that one down. Set on to Dudley one more time, and another point for Wapahani. Dudley with the kill. And again, it all started. Excellent job there by, as far as defensively here for Wapahani, being able to slow the ball down up front, giving Rivers something to work with there in the back row, and then a beautiful setup to Dudley to be able to get the job done there for point 15. And Hopkins lays into that one, but Trammell is there to dig it out. Free ball, come on. Huntsinger back to Baker. Nothing there. Trying to find the back corner. Again, Nola here at times has struggled to hit a little bit. It's had a still pretty nice game, though. Yes, Hopkins. So Marin back to serve. Ritchie gets to it, on to Moore, and that is in there. So again, every time Wapahani gets a little bit closer, Yorktown always has that answer. So we'll have Lindsey Robinson back to serve. So again, Roray out of the ball game right now. Again, you still have Trammell in there. You still have Ritchie in there. So Thomas gets the kill, and we'll have number 8. Nora Williams now in for Wapahani. Baker will have a seat. Oh my. The pass right on top of the net. Left the back corner wide open. And the Tigers able to utilize that perfectly to put themselves back on top by 6. And that's 3 consecutive put on the board here for Yorktown. Dudley, Hunzinger, Rivers buries it. Oh, heck yes, Cammie Rivers. 22-17. Olivia Walters back in for the Raiders. We'll have Callie Parker back to serve. Let's see if Callie can keep dealing those aces we've seen so far tonight. And mishandled right there, and Yorktown just a couple points away from taking this one tonight in 4 sets. Let's see if the Raiders, with a little last-ditch effort right here, find a way to climb right back in it and possibly steal it away here from the Tigers. You never know what can happen. It's got to keep playing. So Jones on the attack that time around, and this will be match point for Yorktown. Again, we will not have a Raiders Live post-game show here tonight. So again, just kind of stay right here with us at the conclusion of it. There's Olivia Walters again, this time from the left side. We'll have another substitution right here. We'll have Chloe Ritchie back in for the the Tigers rather. For the Raiders, it's going to be Caroline Hunzinger back to serve. Saved there by Stevenson. And that right there was Liv Jones. And that, folks, is the ball game here tonight from Yorktown High School. So Yorktown takes it in 4. 25-14, 25-15, 23-25, 25-18 as they now improve to 7-4 on the season. Wapahani will now fall to 7-2. So again, right here, if you're Wapahani, again, we're going to stay right here with you because we're just going to talk here for a brief moment. We're getting off and getting out of here to get back to Raider country. I think, in a lot of ways tonight, seen some good things here from Wapahani. Some things, definitely to build off of. Yes, there's still some things to work on. They know that, but I really believe, what we've seen through this entirety of the ball game is Wapahani can stay with Yorktown for a period of time, in those first 2 sets. I mean, it was a 1-2 point lead or even tied through half of the first two sets. And then again, Wapahani just, I think in some ways, they kind of got in their own way. Yes, Yorktown is good. But again, as I continue to mention, so is Wapahani. I think a lot of times that we get in our own head of they're a bigger school, they're the Yorktown, we're expected to lose. I don't know if that's their mindset at all. I'm not saying that it is. But if it is, then that's not the right mindset to have. I don't care who you play. You're out here to win. I don't care how big of a school they are, how small of a school they are, how good, how bad, if they've won 100 state championships or none. I don't care. You're here to win a ball game. And I thought Wapahani, in all honesty, had a good chance to do that here tonight. Now, yes, if you look at especially the first two set scores, you'd think, are you crazy? No. I mean, again, if you guys watched through the entirety of this ball game, Wapahani hung right in there. Then it just came to a certain point in time where we just kind of lost ourselves. And Yorktown, was able to, I guess, extenuate our, I guess, things that, some of our weaknesses. They was able to execute on some opportunities that again really backfired on us here if you're Wapahani. But I still think we did a lot of great things here tonight. I think it's very promising. When you took a set, I wouldn't say, hey, be thrilled. Yeah, we took a set. That's a victory. Well, I mean, I guess in some ways, yes, it is. But again, you should have the expectation of we're here to win the ball game. That takes 3 sets. We came up short here tonight. Doesn't mean that it was a total failure here this evening. Absolutely not. But I think no doubt that it was nice to see us take a set. I don't think we've done that. I was talking to Redbeard about this. I'm trying to remember. We might have done it, in that like 2018, 22 range, possibly. If not, then I would say it's probably been a good 9 years since we've taken a set from them, in all honesty. That's just the dominance that Yorktown has had over us for whatever reason. Now, again, not to discredit them, they've had a lot of good teams, but so have we. Yeah, it's nice. We took a set from them here tonight, but again, ultimately, you still lost. It's unfortunate, but you get back at it tomorrow. Have a good day at practice, and be ready for a Thursday night matchup at home against Jay County. That's going to be another tough matchup there with the Patriots. So we hope you guys tune in there for that one. That'll be a JV start time of 6 o'clock. The varsity game to follow. So please join us there on Thursday evening. Wapahani and Jay County from Raider Gymnasium. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. Again, we can't do what we do without them, so big thanks to Sam Pierce Chevrolet, Next Home Elite Real Estate Realtor Austin Rich, as well as Next Home Elite Real Estate Hometown Realtor Courtney Felton, Liberty Prairie Alumni Association, Taylor Architects, Inc., Alfred Rods and Customs, Air Park Door, signed by Ash, Some American Legion Post 437, as well as Dr. Care J. Wolf DDS PC and East Jackson Auto Sales. So again, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all of you for tuning in here tonight and spending your Tuesday evening here with us. We hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Obviously, if you're a Wapahani fan, you might not necessarily enjoy the outcome, but it's all right. We'll get back at it and get better, and I'm sure they'll be eager to get another win under their belt coming up on Thursday night at home against Jay County. So, folks, again, until then, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Yorktown, and we'll see you next time here on your home of the Raiders, the